Hello everybody. So I did do a poll for my YouTube members wondering which series I should continue. It was between A Lethal Bite and To Get Back to You. A Lethal Bite won by a long shot. So this part is a little bit shorter, but it is still going to lead up to the amount of angst that is going to be the next part. Not to mention extremely vital to the story. So if you have not watched the first part yet, definitely be sure to read that. Read that, watch that, one of them. Now, let's get to it. Hello my lovely viewers. Looking for some affordable and good quality anime merch? Want to support your favorite Haikyuu team or join UA? What about joining the Straw Hat Pirates for an adventure or two? Want to join the Black Wolves or the Fairy Tale Guild? Well, this site has that and so much more. Use my discount code and receive 10% off your entire order. Link and code is in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Two days have passed since Kageyama's talk with Yamaguchi, and for once, he listened to his body's request to finally rest. Today was his first day back at work after taking a sick day to rest yesterday. It oddly enough felt weird to be at work fully rested and energized. Now that the screen to his PC was no longer blurred, researching more on the project became at least 10 times easier. What's even better, Aki, who he'd unintentionally stole the project from, had long since gone over the demotion, and even gave pointers to Yamaguchi to help in areas he lacked. I'm glad you're back to feeling better, Yamaguchi. I was so worried whenever I found out you called out yesterday. I just needed some rest. Besides, my partners wouldn't let me get out of the bed, no matter how many times I tried to escape. He laughed sheepishly, internally thankful for everything they've done to get him back to great health, even if it was excessive. That's good, you obviously needed the rest. By the way, I would like to formally apologize for my outburst last week. I guess I haven't done it yet, but I really am sorry. I was frustrated and took it out on you. I had already put a lot of time and effort into the project, just to have it ripped from me with no compensation. I understand. You don't need to apologize for that. I would be upset if I were in your shoes as well. If anything, I'm sorry for taking your work. Aki smiled warmly at the boy, not expecting to hear an apology, but was elated to receive one. Well, it's just work at the end of the day. I'll manage, just find Yamaguchi. And that was just that. The former captain had such a big heart, full of forgiveness. While he did admit Aki terrified him at one point from her outburst, it was justifiable. Similarly, taking on this project, he had to drop the one he'd been working on and it got passed to someone else, though he hadn't put near as much effort into it as Aki had hers. Anyways, I'm about to grab some coffee. Would you like some? That actually sounds nice. I think after I'm gonna finish this segment and then go on lunch. Sounds like a plan. I'll be back with the coffee. Perfect. Thank you. Yamaguchi grinned, leaning back into his chair once more, watching his coworker walk off. While he was still mentally exhausted, he at least was able to get some physical rest thanks to his partners. The mental burden had since eased knowing that Aki was back on his side. Everything would be okay. Once he finished the project, he'd get the bonus, plus a much-needed vacation. He'd be able to go to his partner's matches again, something he'd have to bite the nail on and miss. He just needed to work a little bit harder. A writhing fury of anger consumed her, making the 2 workers that were in the break room run out, not wanting to get caught up in whatever drama she was bringing to the table. The woman dug her nails deeply into her palms till her knuckles turned a pale white, leaving crescent-shaped imprints behind. That brat! Rage and jealousy twisted into something much more appalling, contorted on her face. She wasn't just upset. She was seething. Aki worked so hard, and for what? To get demoted? To have some newbie steal her work? Fine. If it's gonna be this way, I'll make them all regret toying with me. She carefully made a new pot of coffee and made 2 separate cups, one for her and the latter for Yamaguchi. The room engulfed in the rich aroma of espresso. Aki poured the coffee into the cups and put sugar and cream in both, but didn't stop there. She took a hefty gulp from her own cup and reached underneath the sink and pulled out the box. The box should have been taken out a long time ago when pest control came in when they had an annoying infestation. The box only took up room here, but now it was finally being put to use. It was rat poison. She poured some of the rat poison in the untouched coffee and stirred, adding a bit more sugar to mask the taste. She bitterly smiled and walked out of the break room with the cup in hand and handed it to Yamaguchi. Thank you so much, Aki. Just what I needed. He gratefully accepted the cup and drank from it, not suspecting even a thing. Aki's wicked smile only continued to grow until the very last drop was gone. Now, they wait. Yamaguchi blinked confusingly, watching the words on the screen blur and even shuffle in mid-sentence. He continued to squint and rub his eyes, trying to focus harder, but each time he did, the more jumbled the words became. He groaned, feeling a nerve in his temple pinch, practically begging him to stop and take a break. This wasn't right. He just took a break. Why was he suddenly relapsing in health when he was feeling fine just a few hours ago? Sitting back into his chair, Yamaguchi reached back behind him to take out the hair tie, keeping his hair into place, hoping that would relieve some of the pressure building in his temples, and leaned his head on the cool desk. What the hell? After hopelessly waiting for some relief, the pain only progressed in tenfold. He quickly came to the conclusion that he couldn't work in these conditions and shuddered, packing his bag before slipping out of the building. Yamaguchi didn't know when or how he managed to get home without some disaster stopping him halfway through a sluggish walk. But the next thing he knew, he was already collapsing into bed, not even bothering trying to change out of his clothes. The next few hours that followed were time he spent taking turns between going in and out of consciousness. The next vivid moment he could place together in his head was a blurry figure looming over him, placing a damp, wet cloth over his head. Shh, take it easy. Yamaguchi grunted, trying to get up before Hinata interfered with his attempts of getting out of bed by holding him down by the shoulders. With no strength, the latter couldn't even fight back. So? Yes, I'm right here. Just lie back down. Try not to strain yourself too much. He blinked wearily, trying to piece together where he was and how he got there. He could have sworn he sloppily plopped into bed, but now he was neatly tucked underneath the covers with a cooling compress now patched on his head. Don't worry, you're at home. I got home early from practice because there was some sort of busted pipe in the bathroom, so everything was cancelled. You were on the floor when I got home and scared the shit out of me. The floor? That's weird. I could have sworn he was on the bed. Maybe he'd fallen off in his sleep? You have a fever. Once Kay gets home, he'll know what to do. Unfortunately, I'm not good at taking care of you. He will be better at further assessing to see if you need medical attention. For now, your fever isn't too high, but I've still been checking every half hour or so to make sure it doesn't skyrocket on me. Are you dizzy or nauseous? What about hungry? Do you need water? Yamaguchi smiled softly at his lover's tenderness. He was far from his normal demeanor, being loud and almost obnoxious. I'm fine. I think I'll just rest more. Alright, but once Kay gets home, you do need to try to at least eat something light. The taller nodded weakly, finding his fingers link around the smaller's, and settled down once more. With the following minutes, Yamaguchi listened to Hinata's calm and reassuring words, but little by little, it eventually bled into silence. So that is the second part to A Lethal Bite. Obviously, if we cannot tell, this is just something... It's definitely more than just a random cold. Because our darling Yamaguchi was poisoned. Spoiler, except you kinda know already. So yes, this is what I meant by this will be angsty, but with a happy ending, so no worries. So brace yourselves for the next part because it will be angsty. Once again, I would like to thank all of my lovely members. You guys are super duper amazing. And special thanks to Kag's Left Kneecap, Mika, Star, and Adventures with Sonic and Friends. Thank you so much for joining the Duckers, and I hope you do enjoy all these early access videos and all the perks that come with it. I will see you guys next time.